Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gordon Matson and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review for September the 20th, 2016. We're coming that time of year, guys. Well, at least for me, where Raw isn't really that solid anymore, I can kind of say. And like, there were points of the show where like it was interesting, but like nothing really storyline wise or in the ring to me tonight. I guess like I'm just as I'm saying this right now, I'm not really thinking. I'm just thinking like nothing major outside of what they need to be major or what they want to be major really got like forwarded tonight. Like everything just happened to happen, and it was placed in a certain way. Like the cruiserweights, that was fun. That was great. Chris Jericho, solid as per usual. The New Day and Enzo and Cass, we'll get into that. But you know what? I do have Caleb here for tonight, and unless Caleb is gone now, and I don't know, but you know, we're gonna get to promoting Twitter really quick because Caleb's internet might have went out on him, and this has been a consistent issue for a little bit. But he's probably got to get fixed at some point here. And we're gonna get to Twitter. All right, because this is what I was saying about the show tonight. And I don't even think I'm on my actual page. I think I'm in the mentions. All right. I have got to get rid of this picture here, man. Okay, because this is not loading the way I wanted to. Okay. Okay, so this isn't really doing it. Oh, that's the retweeted thing that I had Xavier Woods and the fight. He was saying World Star during the whole brawl, and this is everything I was sitting here doing during Raw. We got delete chants during Raw tonight. I was tweeting about, and I have a feeling Bailey just needs to stop doing that turnbuckle spot where she just bangs the other girl's head after she gets her head banged because it just isn't working out. But that's most of what we got tonight. Those are the tweets you got out of me tonight. And if you really did enjoy these tweets or you didn't enjoy what I had to say tonight, my recommendation is follow me on Twitter. Fight Master and Fight. You can see it right here. That T for the last fight isn't there. And that's really about that for Twitter. That's the showing. That's the promoting. And there we go. Okay. Okay, so I don't know what the deal is here. Caleb was supposed to be here for the night, but I don't know if his internet is really going to be fixed or fix itself or however that's going to have to work. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Caleb's internet went out as we were going to start this. So I thought I had a secondary opinion here, but I kind of don't. So, yeah, there we go. But with that being said, I mean, I guess what we're going to have to do here is go solo. I do apologize. I am sorry. I'll tell him if he can get back in. Yeah. Okay. I just let him know if he can get back in. I'll accept it. Okay. But tonight's Raw for me. I say it was more eventful than last week, but on a certain scale, that's kind of not saying much. This is just coming to the point here for me where it's like, if SmackDown will stay consistently good, once again, me reviewing Raw is going to stop, and I'm going to jump to SmackDown because once again, it's 2 hours. It's a solid time for a wrestling show, and recently they've had things clicking. So I don't really have a problem with SmackDown. Like there's not, other than like the first maybe 2 or 3 episodes, not 2 or 3 episodes, like the first 2 episodes maybe of SmackDown Live. It wasn't horrendous, but it was what it was. Okay, so with me stalling to try and get Caleb back in here by just in here talking about it, doing all this, I'm gonna cut it. And we're just gonna get the review in the show. Like, sorry, dude, your internet's garbage. We'll just move on from here. Okay, so if my notes would freaking load, this will have to start doing it the paper and pen style because this is just getting ridiculous. My phone's being a jerk right now. Okay, I'm going to start what we know with the opening segment here. It was Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon announcing what we'd be doing about tonight's, everything that went down with Roman and Rusev and Rollins. And the answer is put put Rollins and Rusev against each other. So let me get this straight. Two guys who have two separate beefs against two separate people have to fight each other for interfering. That's what we're doing. That's what has to happen. That's a punishment. Oh, so say me and Caleb we had two separate beefs on a show. I would have to fight Caleb because we both had not mutual. Yeah, we both had mutual disagreements with other people that we both didn't like. So we have to just fight each other because that's our punishment. All right, Meg. All right, Steph. That makes sense. It really does. Because Roman comes out, tries to speak. Stephanie interrupts that man before he can even get words out. Because Roman's a hothead and he blah 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 blah. And I don't know. I'm sorry. This is just pointless to me. But it is announced because we have to say it that Roman Reigns will be facing Rusev at Clash of Champions for the WWE United States Championship. I was gonna say World Championship. Universal Championship. Okay, but Roman Reigns basically says, "Where does that leave me for the night?" Yeah, you're facing Kevin Owens again, but you know what? You'll have him in a cage. So this is another thing. All right, because Kevin's not really the one who wronged you last week. Kevin had nothing to do with Rusev or Rollins, so you can just face him and beat on him tonight because why not? This is just logical things these are things that really can hold together. These are things that can make or break a segment for me. Like the logic behind certain things, it's not that hard to make reasonable logic. Like, are they just thinking these things out as they're writing? I'm like, yeah. Like, could you see somebody doing this? Like, it just feels like such forced logic. It's bad. Okay. Up next, we get Sin Cara versus Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman basically beats Sin Cara. Almost has this man die because Sin Cara would have landed on the crown or his forehead, the crown of his head or his forehead, if Braun wouldn't have caught him in midair last second on that moonsault that Braun won the match on. So that was that. Braun Strowman doesn't want to beat Sin Cara, nothing new there. But this time by pinfall, actually, so I can't say nothing new. Up next, we get Seth Rollins versus Rusev. This match ends in a double countout. If there's one thing I appreciate about this, it's that they did not have Rollins just straight out bury this man Rusev. By the way, R.I.P. to Rusev's title reign, Roman Reigns. We all know how that's working out Sunday. And either way, Roman's going to win because there's going to be some kind of DQ thing or something. I don't know. I don't know. So, R.I.P. to Rusev's reign, most likely. But they go for a double count out, and then after this, Rollins stands on the announce table and dives off. And it's obvious what they're going for here. Like, they're just using these death-defying dives to try and make Rollins seem like he doesn't give a care in the world. Well, he doesn't have a care in the world to give, and he's really, they're trying to gain Rollins some fan support if he already didn't have it. So this is doing nothing more but strengthening the core of a Seth Rollins face turn. So I'm happy about it, honestly. And then up next, we get Rollins and Stephanie in Stephanie's office, and this is basically Seth telling Stephanie, hey, you know what, you and your husband, like, don't tell me you don't know why your husband did what he did. Like, you have to have some kind of hunch. And then Stephanie, to sum it all up, basically says, Seth, you can't get the job done anymore. You haven't gotten a job done. You failed us. You've done nothing but fail us. Like, she low-key said, like, if you read between the lines, it's her saying that Triple H is saying that he has been, like, Seth Rollins has failed him. And he says, I understand what you're doing. You never really cared about me as the future. You just cared about making sure that the company stayed within your hands, basically, and you know what? You can say or do this, blah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, you don't scare me, you don't intimidate me, and I will never let you intimidate me, and I'll be your worst nightmare. Does this not remind you of CM Punk and Paul Heyman in 2013 when Heyman betrayed Punk? Because that's what it reminds me of. If it's going anywhere near there, and we're going to eventually get the Triple H Seth Rollins match, and they're using this story to tell it with, I am completely 100% fine with that. Rollins versus HHH with this storyline, to me, is absolutely 110% okay. 110% okay. No, I just hope they keep the continuity. She wants continuity. What am I saying? Okay, well, up next, they're showcasing cruiserweights, and if I'm going over them showcasing cruiserweights, did I miss? No, I didn't. Actually, yeah, I did. They showcased Brian Kendrick. I'm just gonna get over it. Get to it. They showcased Kendrick, TJP, Rich Swann, Kendrick, Rich Swann. What's his name? I cannot remember his name right now for the life of me. Not Alejandro Saiz. Grand Metalik. I showcased all those guys. Okay, but up next, we get Bo Dallas versus Gary Graham. Bo Dallas wins, and then tells us that one of his awful pawns again, because I am the only one who can believe in Bo, and blah, 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 that, and that, and it's just, oh, God. But Bo Dallas goes on a run with the Crossroads, because Bo Dallas now thinks he's Cody Rhodes. Don't know why. Bo Dallas thinks he's Cody Rhodes. Alright, up next, we get Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Oh boy, this match, this one was a dud, honestly. I mean, I don't really feel like Sasha had much, like she didn't really do that much in this match. I feel like it was just Bayley who carried the majority of the match. But when she does her turnbuckle spot where she slammed, like she gets her head slammed into the turnbuckle, and then she gets brought back up, and then she gets slammed again and brought back up, and then she just fires up into the other person, and they leave with their hands and go like this. It looks like you're like it looks like you're headbanging, dude. Like Charlotte and Dana. It's not even just Charlotte anymore. It's Charlotte and Dana, and it looks really, really, really bad, honestly. So, yeah, there's that. Up next, we get who was it? Oh, yeah, I didn't even finish and say who won. The match was won by Charlotte and Dana, and Charlotte just basically hit Bayley with a big boot in one match just like this. In one of the match like this. I honestly hate this, honestly. Okay, so I am a proponent of WWE believing if we just have a women's match end with like a non-finisher or something really weak, like this is one of the finishes I always hated, with a woman getting dragged off the turnbuckle and like smacking her head off the mat. That's a one count maybe on anybody else on the roster, but the women are so inferior that they just can't, like they're knocked out from getting their head smacked back against the canvas coming off the top rope. Like, come on, dude. Like, matches continue from there with the guys, and like this wasn't that at all. But it was just like Charlotte with a regular big boot that she hits anybody else with to usually set up into something else, or to go for a pinfall and get a near fall. Got a 3. They got a 3. Bayley turns around and gets blasted with it, and they got a 3. When that's not anywhere near her finisher. Like, come on, dude. Like, that's not even right. Okay. So, Chris Jericho has been walking around for most of the night, and he has this list. He's making a list because he's sick of Mick Foley, and he's going to write a list out about all the things he hates about him, and he's going to tell him about it. So then he takes this list into the ring, tells him, and then, well, not into the ring, backstage, tells him, and Mick basically doesn't care. Like, that's the short form of this. Mick Foley basically doesn't care. Okay. So, this turns into Chris Jericho matching up with Enzo and Cass, who get interrupted by the Shining Stars, who get interrupted by the New Day, who get interrupted by Gallows and Anderson, who get interrupted by no one because Chris Jericho cuts everybody off and just starts talking about the list some more. And then he mentions Sami Zayn, and then Chris Jericho's talking, he gets cut off by Sami Zayn. So that's that. There's that, and we have a 10-man tag. And this 10-man tag, while it was going on, if you go on Xavier Woods' YouTube channel, not YouTube channel, if you go on his Twitter, I think it's Austin Creed. Yeah, I believe it's Austin Creed. And yeah, it's Austin Creed. Duh, I watched it from down. If you go on his Twitter, Austin Creed, but his actual @name is @Xavier Woods PhD, you will see like the second thing on there is a video, and it is everybody in the ring brawling and fighting, and then Xavier Woods is literally in the video just screaming, "World Star! World Star!" That was awesome. Okay. So, other than that, we get the 10-man tag. Babyface team wins, and this is basically the laziest form of lazy freaking booking. Because as I talk about all the time, this was basically the WWE saying, hey, we have like 6 feuds that we have in advance tonight because we put Braun Strowman on. It's a go-home show. Braun Strowman's not on it. We could have put one of these or 2 of these, which are tag team feuds. You could have taken out the Shining Stars and Enzo and Cass, because that's probably most likely not going to be on the show, which it isn't. And then you could have put 2 of those matches on. And the worst part about the New Day situation is it's not even a title match. It's not even a title match, dude. Like, why? Okay. So, my whining about that is done. Well, it's done. So, yeah, there's that. Up next, we get match 6. Well, we get match or game, whatever you want to call it. Match 6, game 6 of Cesaro Sheamus Best of 7 series. And Cesaro wins, neutralizer, 1, 2, 3. Nothing more to say. Like I said, these matches are just starting to blend together for me. I'm not caring about Cesaro versus Sheamus after this. These matches better not happen for a long time to follow. Whew. I'm sorry. But yeah, after this, these matches better not happen for a long time to come because I just... No, dude. No. Okay. Up next, we get Mick Foley, who introduces the Cruiserweights. And he basically puts them over and says these guys are like... Basically, you know, says everything good about what they did in the CWC. And then we get the match. Well, wait, if I didn't finish my put on the whole, 10-man tag thing, it's just some of the stuff that they had did not, like, this just they could have put this into 2 different segments. One for the New Day, and then one for Owens, and not Owens, why did I say Owens? Jericho and Zayn, because you could have just furthered those 2 and then just left everybody else alone. You could have left Enzo and Cass off of Raw for the night. You didn't have to put some of this stuff on a go-home show. Must I not say, this was a go-home show, and they chose to waste their time with stuff that didn't belong in it and throw it into a 10-man clusterfuck. Okay. Whatever. But with that being said, we're going to move on, like I said, Cruiserweights, and this match wasn't bad, but was it like the standard we all thought it could have been with Metalik, Cedric, Kendrick, and... Yeah, Metalik, Cedric, Kendrick, and Rich Swann? Probably not. But I'll say this much. It wasn't like super spot monkey-ish. Like they tried to wrestle too. Like you had your spots. You had your toe pick on helos. You had your what do you call it? You had your whole I forgot, Rio Metalik spots. You had all that. But like it wasn't as OD as the Cruiserweight Classic. Like you're not gonna get that setting. You're not gonna get that crowd. You're not going to get that kind of commentary. Like the crowd tried to be into it, but it just sucks that they were dead for the Cruiserweights. Like they had their oohs and ahs, but like other than that, they weren't really live for it. And you're not going to get that when it's not Full Sail University. So, hey, it is what it is. But the winner of this gets to go at T.J. Perkins for the Cruiserweight Championship on Sunday. I just wish they would have had T.J. Perkins come out and at least stare him down. And that wasn't even my point. That was Caleb's point. But, I see where he's coming from, and that's probably what they should have had done. But they're like, no, we probably want to showcase T.J. Perkins for, Clash of Champions, which makes sense in their eyes. But, hey, T.J. Perkins will be on Sunday, and he'll be on a pay-per-view. Like, his first match will be on a pay-per-view. So, there's that. Or at least have T.J. Perkins come out and be on commentary or something. I don't know, dude. I really don't. But everybody played the role in this match, and these are Caleb's words once again. But I do wholeheartedly agree, and I second what he says on this one. Metalik was the Spa Monkey. Swan and I even said about Rich Swan myself because I was rooting for Rich Swan this entire match because his new name is Witch Swan, not Witch Swan because it's Halloween time. But no, I was rooting for Rich Swan the entire time, and I basically thought to myself, him and Cedric were the workhorse of this match. Kendrick was the slime ball of the match. And it feels like they really made Kendrick like a heel when he just really wanted a job and he didn't have to be desperate anymore. He was signed to the Cruiserweight division. This kind of I can see where they're coming from, why they did what they did with Kendrick, but it really wasn't needed. It didn't need to really be it didn't really need to be done. Okay. And yeah. But Kendrick goes in to get the win and makes Cedric Alexander tap out. So that's really. Oh wait, no. Yeah, he made him tap out, and that was about that. So up next we got Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a cage, and Roman got the win. It was the battle of who could crawl out and hit the floor, or who could get out the cage and hit the floor. Protected both guys, and Roman won that way. And then Roman got thrown back in the cage because Rusev came out. Roman seen it coming, and then they just basically beat the crap out of Roman. And then Rollins runs out and does a freaking dive off the cage. So that was about that. He saves Roman Reigns in the grand scheme of things, but I don't see it going very far at this point in time. I'm not saying I don't see it going far, period. At this point in time, I don't see it going that far. I think by Monday they'll just forget about it. I don't even think, if we get anything, Roman will just come to Seth and basically, hey, thanks, but I still don't trust you, blah, blah, blah. Just like the idiot that Roman is. But it's at this point, neither here nor there. So, Roman Reigns goes in to get the win. Rollins saves the day, and that's really about it. That's Raw. So I want to thank you guys for watching this. Remember to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe if you are not subscribed for more of that WWE goodness on my channel. And I will see you guys next time over for the SmackDown Live review tomorrow. So remember to tweet at me using the hashtag SDLive, and I gotta really start using this more. GM Reviews, like you see in the title of this video, hashtag GM Reviews. And I will see you guys for SmackDown Live. Remember to tweet me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. See ya!